Hey guys, what's going on? Will here, Flawless Crested Geckos, coming to you guys with another video. Disclaimer, this video is it's an empowerment video, guys. So yeah, it's not clickbait, you know, but it's something that you guys need to hear. So if you saw the thumbnail, obviously you're like, wow, what's going on? But nothing's really going on here at the Flawless compound other than a lot of chaos. Audra and I are a team, so we go through everything together. You see her, she dealing with something, you know, hey, that's us. You see me, I'm dealing with something, that's us. Therefore, I'm holding down the fort this week on both channels, Flawless Exotic Creations as well as Flawless Crested Geckos, but it's still us. Everything we do, whether it's independent of each other or together, it's still, we do everything and represent us. Whether it comes to answering messages or doing these videos. What's going on with us right now is Audra is really stressing out because this weekend, guys, October 1st, Audra and I will be Mr. and Mrs. Flawless. So yes, very big day. You guys been watching our videos of us dumping each other in water. If you've been watching us for some time, you'll see that we kind of let you guys in on some insight in different videos as far as our personal lives, on, you know, some of the day-to-day stuff that we do. We vlog here and there, and we try to be as positive can be, because that's what we feel like the industry needs, but more so that's what the world needs. But I don't want to sound sexist, but it's fitting. Typically women go crazy dealing with the weddings, and Audra knows me well enough. When she started, you know, planning, we weren't going to have a wedding. We've been together for so long, and you know, neither one of us were really talking about marriage. And then all of a sudden, not really all of a sudden, I feel like Audra, which she'll admit, she didn't want to get married at first. First couple years, we've been together almost a decade, guys. So the first couple years, both of us being, you know, divorced from our first marriages, we were comfortable being with each other and just being with each other. But at some point, you know, she got to the point where she was saying she didn't want to be married because I didn't want to be married. I didn't want to go through all the hoops and, you know, hurdles or everything before. I'm like a one and done type of guy. All right, hey, I played that game, you know, I got my little participation award, I'm done. But, you know, something that Audra and I have been through, the trials and tribulations through life, working in law enforcement, knowing that life and tomorrow is not guaranteed to you. You know, even me, I'm extremely stubborn, guys. It's definitely my way, no way. Compromise is not really in my dictionary. Don't know what it means. I am really difficult to deal with. That being said, I'm not ignorant though. I do my research. I'm a very literal and realistic person. Everything has to make sense to me. So to bring it all full circle, Audra's dealing with all the chaos of the wedding. She planned the entire thing, set the entire thing up, and I told her, hey, what do I need to be wearing? I made sure I had to, everything with my size and bodybuilding and everything, I have to get everything custom fit. So I went to alterations and, you know, had everything form fitted to me, whatever. So I handled all of that. That's ready to rock and roll. I told her, hey, tell me where I need to be, and that's pretty much it for my responsibility. All the kids are involved in the wedding. That's the only thing that really mattered to me, was really why we even were doing it. And somehow it jumped from 10 people to like 25 people. 30 people, 40 people. So that's all in Audra's world. So definitely pray for her, that she has a level and sound mind this week, because she's dealing with some of everything. I listen to her vent here and there, but I'm like, yeah, told you I didn't want to be involved in none of it. So she's doing an awesome job, and I'm gonna hold down the fort for now. So I say all that because also shout out to our guys, the bros. Brian at Altitude Exotics, he's flying in for the wedding. Darren, Sloan, and Alicia from Sloan Morris, they're flying in for the wedding. Awesome guys. I'm like, wow, no way. But so it's a really, really cool moment. We're gonna really enjoy this weekend. This is gonna be for her. And the kids, they're really gonna enjoy it. It was very important for us. We have a blended family. And very important for us to show our children, hey, when you love someone, this is what you should do. Especially when you're living life with them. We want them to be as successful as possible, and hopefully for us to set them up in the right manner. Now to get back on the topic of the video, which is kind of a long, drawn out motivational moment. We've been running with our motivational series on Instagram, some on YouTube as well, trying to empower and change some things in the industry. And the topic of this video is pretty much, you can't do this, you can't do what we do. What makes you think that you can do what we do? We're flawless, or we're so-and-so. It's impossible for you to even remotely think that you can do this. Why? You're gonna fail. You're not gonna be successful. Why even try? Why even put forth the effort? Why even spend money? What makes you think that you can do this? You really have to ask yourself all of those questions. It's not a joke. The thing is, we've told you before, hey, you have to be the person to take yourself serious. A lot of times we cover this topic of when, you know, you're dealing with a relationship, whereas you and your boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever, your significant other. Audra and I, you know, we don't agree all the time, but that's a positive for us because no two people think alike. And since no two people think alike, no one's gonna be right 100% of the time. So if your counterpart can offer you any type of positivity into the situation, it would be that little bit of pushback on questions or on problems or on solutions for problems. But even more so, deeper with this video, let's say you are alone in this journey. You still face substantial obstacles.
Hey guys, Flawless Crested Geckos here, Will, Audra, and we're here to tell you about our Patreon.
Yes, going through tough times, you gotta know that Flawless is always gonna have your back. If you go over to patreon.com/flawlesscrestedgeckos, you'll see all the perks and benefits it is there for you to come and support us on our Patreon. $50 a month turns around and goes right back into your Flawless Crested Geckos savings account for you to use towards your next purchase.
Any purchase. We also give awesome benefits such as 5% off the top of the price of the Gecko. We get free merchandise, t-shirts, we have stainless steel tables, tools, yes, all kinds of goodies. We also give free shipping to our members all year round, no blackout dates. And you know, we give awesome tips, or we think we do anyway. That's
right. So go over to patreon.com/flawlesscrestedgeckos
and join our family.
You have no one, no significant other that's a counterpart to you that wants the best for you. Therefore, they're poking holes in your plan with the outlook on it as they want you to be successful. You're in this thing by yourself. So subconsciously, every day, every week, you're looking at all the big wigs, all the big people that's doing the Crested Gecko game, the reptile game, any aspect of life. It may be opening a different business. And you're watching these other people be successful, and you tell yourself subconsciously that, yeah, I can't do that because of X, Y, and Z. Well, if you continue to do that, you won't. You won't. Which kind of is why I brought up everything with the wedding. Yes, we're getting married this weekend. It's a beautiful moment, and I say that is because people change, and sometimes people change for the better. I told Audra a long time ago, I'll never get married ever, ever, ever again. And then we go out the roof, Chris, and do it up, and got the kids out with us, and you find me down on one knee popping the question. You know, on her birthday, one of the most romantic moments of our relationship. And you find yourself in those moments trying to make the woman or the person of your life, trying to give them the happiest moments of their lives. You know, you find yourself playing second fiddle in some situations to appease others. So I say all of that because people change. So hopefully this video will make you take a second look at things, reevaluate your own life, and maybe change your mind on certain things. Not saying that everyone has to be a breeder, but since we are a Crested Gecko breeder and a Crested Gecko channel, we want to enlighten you on a few things. You can change. So just because, let's say you don't feel that you work with high-end geckos, that's fine. Pick a niche and run with it. We've talked about that several times in the past. Go binge watch some of our videos. It's about what you do well and what you continue to do well and what you will excel at. It's not how many times you fall, it's about how many times you get up. So, you know, a lot of people talk about, you know, standards and structure and gecko quality. Guess what? For all those geckos that people are producing that's not quality, you know, you can get to quality. We're not one of the breeders that say, hey, only buy. We would love for you to purchase from us. But guess what? Sometimes that's not in the bank account. Sometimes that's not in the cards. That's just not how it works at the moment. We love getting messages from people and constantly get messages from people saying, hey, we can't wait to purchase from you guys. That's great. We still communicate. We still like pictures, like posts, the whole 9 yards. It's a community. We want to bring everyone together. Our personal goals is for us to be the Lamborghini of the industry. It's just a personal goal. That's what's everything behind the brand and flawless. We strive to be flawless. Everyone has mistakes. Everyone has flaws. So in your own individual building of what you have, even as a hobbyist, we constantly talk about you have to be one or the other, hobbyist or business. It's true, but you can jump back and forth. You can. So if it starts as a hobby, it can stay as a hobby. Or you can start at a hobby and see that, you know what, you structure things so well and deal with things so well and have aspirations to step up into the game that you gradually move toward business. And think about it, guys. This is the thing that no one truly understands. Let's get a look closer. Reptiles in general, guys. This is one, and we've had several businesses. This is one of the only, even more so than real estate. Real estate, yes, you deal with big numbers and big dollar amounts. That's all well and good. But guess what? Reptiles is one of the things where you can buy one and one typically, as long as all their needs are being met. Husbandry, feeding, the whole 9 yards. You take care of those animals for the entirety of their life. Breed them when it's appropriate for them to be bred. And from buying one and one, you can produce not 3, 4, 5. You can produce 20. When you're dealing with Crested Geckos, 7-year span of time, if you feed 2 Crested Geckos and you breed them, and again, this is just one scenario. These 2 originally purchased animals that you love, you care for, you name them, you take pictures with them, you cuddle with them, you do everything that you do to care for them animals. They reproduce for you year after year after year. Yes, you have to have some goals in mind. There's other things to worry about, there's other things to concern yourself with. But there's nothing to say that in 7 years, from you owning them, that they don't produce you 50 babies. So ask yourself at that time, when you're starting to compare yourself to other people, when you start to compare this industry to other businesses, there's no other businesses out there like this. Legitimately, you can, again, I always get into the numbers of things. You can spend $500 for an animal, $500 for an animal, and pay to feed and care for them animals, and your time to care for them animals every week, every day for the next 7 years, and produce 50 animals. Say you keep 4 or 5 animals, and you sell 45 animals at $100. You have $1,000 invested and made $4,500. Stop looking at it as I paid $500, I paid $500, I need to get $500 for every single baby. Worry about everything else that's associated with the business side of it. Worry about branding, worry about marketing, worry about advertising, worry about growth, worry about reach, worry about customer base, worry about how you treat people, and it will come back to you tenfold. Stop worrying about being what other people are. It's not an instantaneous thing. You have to be who you are. So when you look at yourself and say, hey, I can't do that, or I'm not this person, or I'm not that person, stop it. Be you. You know, everyone's journey is different. It may take people, you know, shorter periods of time to excel. It may take people longer periods of time to excel at something. It takes some people for them not to look at someone make a mistake, but to actually go out there and make the mistakes themselves to learn. We try not to be that person. We would love to learn from other people's mistakes if we can. But you always have to remember, it's a dangerous side to that as well. Just because Joe Blow failed at doing something a certain type of way, they may not have the same mentality or work ethic that you have, where you can go about it the same exact way that they did and excel at it and be successful. So it's a lot of variables in the game. All I'm trying to say with this video is stop taking yourself out the game. You're taking yourself out the game. Stop saying you can't. Stop saying you can't. But that's the message we're trying to drive home is will. Flawless, Crested, Geckos. Matter of fact, for Audra, we also have a P.O. box. If you guys would like to send stickers or congratulation cards, you can send them on through. She will love to read and open them. P.O. Box 1474, Spartanburg, South Carolina 29304. Everything is welcome. We appreciate you guys, and we appreciate you taking the time to watch us. Later.